How you going, guys? I thought today I'd give you a run through of our camper trailer. So it's a 2012 model Ultimate Elite Silver. We bought it brand new back in 2012. Now we've had it a few places over the 8 years. It's been up the Gulf on the old coach road. We've done heaps of weekend stuff and it's just fantastic. We're really happy with it. So I'll give you a run through. So starting up the front, I suppose, it's got a Treg hitch, so off-road coupling, so full rotation. It's got a grease point in it, and the chassis on this is a Duragal chassis, and the body of the camper trailer is fiberglass. So the whole thing only weighs 850 kilos when it's empty. It's got independent suspension, Lovell's springs and Coney shocks. Jockey wheel, as you see, double chains. They've even allocated a spot here when you set up like this, the chains hang on the back there like that. Handbrake, and of course we got our trailer lights and also Anderson plug to charge the batteries. So this whole front section, this nose cone is all storage, and it's got this Raptor coat on here which keeps it very well protected. We also run the Stone Stomper stone guard. So that goes across and onto the back of the car and suppresses any stones and makes them go underneath. This has kept the front of the camper trailer like new, like it's in really good nick because of that Stone Stomper. So all this in here is pretty much all storage. We've got a spot in there for 2 jerry cans, and then the rest is a mess. No, the rest is all storage. As you can see, there's heaps of storage in here. We've got the Snow Peak fire pit, some mats. There's some charcoal there. There's a solar blanket, Julka shower tent. There's a box under here which has got the main awning, which we hardly use anymore, but we still bring it. Yeah, I've got a little box here with our chocks and our bits of timber to get the camper level. So heading down this side of the camper, there's 2 compartments on each side. So first compartment on this side is gas. Now it did come with a 9 kilo. But I changed that out and we carry 2 4 kilos. So it's just got 2 4 kilos now in there. And that's about it. I've got a bayonet there that we can hook the Julka hot water up to. This back compartment is designed for a porta potty to fit in there because you can access this from the inside as well. But we just use this box in here and we use it as our pantry. We put our toilet in the front compartment. All these compartments are all got this really good quality seal on there. Never had any dust get in there or anything. So the 2 compartments down this side, this one here has the batteries which powers the camper. So in here we have 2 95 amp hour deep cycle batteries. They're Exide stowaways. They're a calcium battery. I've also put a Red Arc DC-DC charger on here, and it also has a C-Tech like 240 volt battery charger. So when we plug into power into here, the fridge inside will turn to 240 and the battery charger will turn on and start charging these. So when it sits at home, it just sits on the battery charger in float. There's also a little bit, we've got some electrical cables and that sort of stuff sitting in there as well. So in this back compartment here, we keep in, I got the Uniflame charcoal starter in there, but we keep our camp oven. We always bring a this blower, because this works really awesome to clean the back of the camper, get the dust off it, and also the back of the car. Like before we go into the back of the car, blow the dust off, and that way when you're leaning on the car or touching anything, you're not getting dusty. So we got camp oven, all our tent pegs and guy ropes. They sit up in there, nice and easy to get to. And our little camp oven lifter, and a couple of more electrical, like Anderson plug lead. So underneath here, this is the lid of the camper when it's closed. We've got the roof rack. So I've got 3 rhino bars, and attached to them I've got this piece of PVC pipe, 100mm with ends on it. So inside this pipe I keep all the poles for the awning, so they're nice and handy to get to. When it's opened, I can just open it there. Either end can open, because more often than not they'll slide down to one end, so you've got to be able to open both ends. So on the back here we've got a reversing light, so when I put the car in reverse, this automatically turns on. We also have a separate switch inside, so you can turn this on in the middle of the night if you're coming outside for any reason. It's quite bright actually, so it's actually a bit too bright, but it works really well if you're reversing at night or you just need a bit of light quickly when you're somewhere. We've also got a power outlet on this side and one just over on the other side there, just a 12-volt Sega socket. So the awnings that we got set up today are just a little these are called a mini awning or something. So this just zips on up the top there, and these little flexi poles go in, quick and easy to set up. No, there's not a single tent peg in at the moment, so we can zip that off, and we have a full awning that goes out, tent poles, pegs, walls, the works, and this whole area can be covered. But we find now that the kids aren't coming, we don't really need that. This is enough room. Also under the lid here, you'll notice underneath here there's some Velcro. We have a full kids room, so that can be fully enclosed under there, and when we got this, the kids used to sleep under there. So now the kids aren't coming anymore, we don't bring that room, and we find with these awnings set up on both sides, and we can just sit under that lid if it's raining, and we don't really need any more space. And also we also got the fox wing on the car, so worst case scenario we can just set that up, or we can even set the awning up on here, but we find that's plenty of room under there in any sort of weather conditions, unless like it's blowing sideways, but then you just go inside. So up on top of the roof you can see there is they call it a tropical roof or a safari roof or something. It's actually, this has 2 layers of canvas and separated by some little pieces in there, so there's an air gap between the 2 bits of canvas, so helps keep it cooler in summer. You'll also notice that there's windows the whole way around everywhere inside. Like it's pretty good for keeping cool when it's quite a warm day. So walking up into the camper trailer, you can see we have a lounge and a king size bed. That's right, king size bed. So we have this small table here which I made. There's normally a larger table which we're using outside at the moment, and it can convert this lounge into a king single. So you can have a king size bed and a single bed down here. So when the kids were little, we used to sleep 3 up there and 1 down here. So looking around back now at the kitchen, we've got a 2-burner SMEV stove. So this is the access I was talking about before. So there's that box. So like I said, this is normally a porta potty spot for the porta potty. So if you're doing a quick 190, you can pull it inside and use it, I suppose, if you can. So we've got a water tank gauge, and we got some, this floodlight is for the one on the back like I talked about earlier, lights for inside, water pump, and our DC outlets for outside, fusion stereo in case we want to pump some tunes. So top drawer is cutlery drawer, which always seems to end up a mess on a rough road. Second drawer, plates and cups. More stuff. This one down the bottom is just a compartment because that's where the wheel arch is. Still a handy nifty little spot. We have a angle fridge running off 12 volt and 240. I think it's 110 litre. Oh, look at that. That's because I packed the fridge, not Tash. So it fit quite a lot in there. It has a little freezer. So we have a LED strip light up the top. It's quite bright actually at night. Down in the corner here is what they call a pantry. We still use it as a bit of a pantry. There's quite a lot of space in there. It's quite deceiving how much stuff you can fit in there. And we bought these two racks from IKEA. They clip together and just gives us a bit of shelving space. They pack up, they fold down flat, take up literally no room. We just squash them between the mattresses when we pack up. So under the sink, that is just a compartment as well because of the sink. And then there is a bigger drawer here. As you can see, it's a pot and pan drawer, all that bigger stuff. And then this one down the bottom here is also just a compartment because of the wheel arch. Every little bit of space is utilised in this. That's the lounge there. Underneath the lounge is more storage as well. I'll lift the cushions off and give you so now looking in these compartments, I've taken the lounge cushions off, they just velcro off. So this corner one, there's nothing under there because that's our battery compartment under there from outside. So in this one I have the inverter, which I've just got in there, and a power board there. We actually never use that. Okay, and we've got all our towels and linen and stuff in there. Just a bit of storage there. Once again, hardly a lot of storage room in this. We haven't really got it full at all. Little Ryobi 12 volt vacuum. We like to clean it fully before when we pack up, so when we go home we can just put it in the garage and we're done. In here, this one is the water pump. So as you can see there, that's the water pump and our inlet to our water tank. Up at the bed head, and we've got some little 12 volt reading lights up in here. As you can see, these windows can fully come down all the way around. If it's a hot night, just have it all open. So to keep all our batteries charged up while we're out here camping, we use 180 watt Baintech solar blanket. Folds up nice and small. It's about the size of a laptop when it's folded up. Once again, not cheap. I think we paid $1,000 for it, but it's just so good. So that's just plugged in now to our batteries. So just inside the door here we've got a Victron battery monitor, just so we can see what's happening with the batteries. So there you go guys, that's a good look at our 2012 Ultimate camper trailer. Now keep in mind that this is an 8-year-old camper trailer and they've changed quite a lot since. But I'll put a link below to their website, you can check them out. Great camper trailers, we love ours. Quite expensive, don't get me wrong, took a long time to save up for this one, but as you can see it's in pretty good nick for 8 years old, and some of the places we've had it, yeah, we really like it. And even when we walk around the camper trailer shows now, there's nothing we'd really change to. I couldn't see myself in any other camper trailer really. Yeah, so anyhow, thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a like or a comment. If there's anything you want to know, put it in the comments. I think I've covered everything.